For 500 years, Rome was the most powerful empire on earth, unconquered, undefeated, and then it destroyed itself, not with swords, not with barbarian invasions, with its own money. Most history books tell you Rome fell because of military weakness, because of political corruption, because of the barbarian tribes that crossed its borders, and those things are true, but they are symptoms, not the cause. The cause was financial. Rome didn't fall because it was conquered. Rome fell because it went broke. And the way it went broke is one of the most important economic lessons in human history. Here is a number that will change how you see Rome forever. In 64 AD, the Roman denarius was 93% pure silver. By 264 AD, it was 2%. What happened in those 200 years happened to every empire that tried the same thing. At its height, the Roman Empire was the most sophisticated economic system the ancient world had ever produced. Roads connecting 3 million square miles of territory, a single currency accepted from Britain to Mesopotamia, trade routes carrying silk from China, spices from India, grain from Egypt, a professional army of 400 soldiers, the most expensive military force in history, and a taxation system that funded it all. For centuries, it worked. But Rome had a problem that every great empire eventually faces. Its expenses kept growing. Wars on the frontier never stopped. The bureaucracy expanded year after year. The bread and circus programs, free grain for the poor, elaborate games for the public, cost fortunes, and the silver mines were running out. So the emperors did what governments always do when they can't afford their empire, they cheated. It started subtly. Emperor Nero in 64 AD reduced the silver content of the denarius from 93% to 90%, just 3% less silver per coin, almost undetectable, but it allowed Rome to mint more coins from the same amount of silver. More coins meant more spending meant more wars, more palaces, more games, and each emperor who came after Nero needed to do the same, just a little more, just a little more. By the time of Emperor Gallienus in 1268 AD, the denarius was 2% silver. A coin that had once been nearly pure silver was now essentially a bronze token with a silver wash so thin it rubbed off in your hands, and the Roman economy knew it. Merchants began refusing the coins or demanding more of them for the same goods. Prices rose, then doubled, then tripled. The Roman Empire experienced an inflation crisis so severe that by the 3rd century some regions had abandoned money entirely and returned to barter, the world's most sophisticated economy, reverting to trading chickens for grain. Emperor Diocletian tried to fix it. In 301 AD, he issued the Edict on Maximum Prices, one of the most ambitious price control programs in history. He set maximum prices for over 1,000 goods and services. The penalty for charging more did. It didn't work. Diocletian's price controls failed for the same reason every price control in history has failed. You cannot legislate the value of money. Merchants simply stopped selling rather than sell at a loss. Goods disappeared from markets. The black market exploded. And the imperial government, unable to collect enough tax revenue in worthless coins, began paying its soldiers in food and goods instead of money. When soldiers stop being paid in real money, loyalty becomes negotiable. Between 235 and 285 AD, a period historians call the crisis of the 3rd century. Rome had 26 emperors. Most of them were assassinated. The army made and unmade emperors like changing clothes. The frontiers collapsed, the roads fell into disrepair. Trade dried up. Cities that had been thriving centers of commerce became ghost towns. And in 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West, a teenager named Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by a barbarian chieftain named Odoacer, not because Rome was militarily defeated, but because there was nothing left worth defending. The money was gone, the trade was gone, the tax base was gone, the empire was already dead. The barbarians just walked through the door. Here is what Rome's financial collapse actually tells us. The denarius didn't collapse overnight. It took 200 years, 2% per generation, so slow that no single Roman ever felt they had crossed the line. until one day the coin in their hand was worthless, and the empire built on it was gone. Today, the US dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power since 1917, the year the Federal Reserve was created. Not overnight, not dramatically, 2% per year. For a century, Rome debased its silver. We print our paper. The mechanism is different. The outcome has always been the same. Subscribe to Empire Collapse, because history isn't just the past, it's the warning.